So next time you're learning a song, don't just copy the results, study the ingredients, because that's how you actually move beyond the beginner level. If you've been learning the piano for a while now and you can play a few songs, but still you feel like a beginner, you're not alone, trust me. And let me set one thing straight, it's not because you're too old, too slow, or maybe you think you don't have any musical talent. That's not the case. So what is now the real reason why most people stay at this beginner level? So they're learning the song, but not what the song is made of. What do I mean by that? Let me show you a better way to explain this. Let's take the song Someone Like You. I'm sure you know this one. And so on, of course. So here's what most people now do. They look for a tutorial, they look for the sheet music, and they start playing the song. They start at the beginning with the first note. And then they try to memorize every single note, to play every single note on the piano. So you start copying everything. Every note, everything you try to do exactly as the sheet music, as the tutorial tells you to. And you spend hours and hours now memorizing it. Eventually it works. Yay! But here's the thing. You can play the intro, but then maybe you stop for a few weeks or a month to play the song, and then suddenly it's all gone. And that's because you don't actually know what you're playing. You don't know the chords, you don't know the patterns that you're using, and that's why the second you stop playing it for a week, you don't remember it anymore. And that's the copy trap. It feels like progress, but nothing really sticks. That's why I want you to learn the ingredients. And there are 5 ingredients for every song. Let me give you now a better way to think of this. Let's imagine you are baking a cake. Now, I assume you're not just putting random things in a bowl and start mixing and hoping it all works out at the end and there's a super pretty cake in the oven at the end. I tried it once, it did not work, let me tell you this. And it's the same with the piano actually. You can't just jump to the full song and hope it sounds good at the end. Sorry to say this, it's not gonna work. So you need to learn what the song is really made of. So let's take Someone Like You as an example. Before you play the intro, you want to understand those 5 key ingredients. And the first ingredient is the chords. Now in this song, in this intro, we have 4 different chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they are played as an arpeggio. And now if you know those 4 chords already, you can just play them as a block, like this. Now in the sheet music you will find something like this, but if you know the chords, start practicing chords as a block, like this. This helps you hear the structure and feel the shapes. And then, if you can do that, then you can change back to the arpeggio and it feels so much easier, trust me. And the chords are now the flour. This is your foundation. You always need a lot of flour. Let's say in most cases when you bake a cake, there's a lot of flour in it, right? This is your foundation. You need this flour, you need the base. Otherwise, cake is not going to be good. Okay, so that was your first ingredient. Now the second one is the hand shape. This is how you are holding the spoon while baking. I would assume that you are not mixing the cake like this or like this, right? Also, same with the piano. Hand shape needs to be correct, needs to be relaxed. Super, super important. Don't play like this or this. So what do I mean by perfect hand shape? This means we don't want any tension. We don't want stiff fingers like this. See, here you see, there's so much tension here. That's not gonna work. We always want a relaxed hand. All my fingers are super relaxed. As soon as you see you get too much tension, take a break and come back later. Also super important that you have this curve here so that you do not play like this. So always make sure you have this curve here with your fingers And here you can imagine there's space for a little ball, for a small apple, a little ball, whatever you want to imagine. But here must be a little space in between, okay? Not like this, always like this. That's our second ingredient. Third ingredient is the motion, the flow, the rhythm of the steering. Are you steering like this? Or are you steering smoothly, evenly maybe? Depends on the cake, I guess. I don't know, I'm not such a good baker, right? That's not the point, right? So the rhythm of the steering. What do I mean by that? In our case, at the piano, this means the rhythm, the flow of this music piece, the intro. How is it played? How is the rhythm? Now this ingredient is all about the motions, about the flow. So the arpeggios move gently and evenly like this. Your wrist follows your fingers. You see, I do a little movement here that makes it easier. It's always super controlled. If you are a beginner, it might sound choppy and floppy, like this. That's okay, but make sure you try to have this flow. Super smooth, super evenly, the arpeggios. The fourth ingredient that you are looking for is the pattern. What do I mean by the pattern? There are the exact order of the steps, right? You have to start with the flour, then comes, I don't know, the butter, at the end the sugar, whatever. It's the same with the piano. For example, we have different patterns. Each music piece has a different pattern. So there are different patterns. With some patterns you play, for example, 1, then the 5th note, the 3rd, 5th again. And you have a pattern like this. With someone like your intro, we have bottom, middle, top, middle, bottom. And this is always the same pattern with all the chords. So when we change the chord, we have the same pattern. So once you understand this pattern, you can play the entire intro without memorizing every single note. So you always know it's bottom, 3rd note, 5th note, 3rd note, bottom again. And the last ingredient is the sugar. This brings everything together and makes everything super, super pretty. What do I mean by that? Use the pedal, use dynamics. Try to pour your heart into this music piece. Okay, so let me show you with this intro, for example, if I use no dynamics and also not the pedal, it would go like this. Okay, I have to stop you right here because it's getting boring. Would you listen to this? Please say no. That's not music. Not at all. But now let's add some sugar. Use the pedal and start soft, like this, for example. That's music. That's music. I was the same arpeggio. I just added some pedals, some dynamics. I did something with the tempo, I played a little bit with that, and I tried to make it human. So, chords, hand shape, motion, the pattern, and the sound, the sugar at the end. Those are your 5 ingredients. And once you understand them, you can play more freely, more confidently, and more musically. Trust me on this one. If you want to learn how to practice arpeggios properly, how to break them down, and how to train your right hand and stay relaxed at the same time, I made a separate video for that shows you exactly how to do that. You'll find it linked here, and I also added in the description. Go check it out. And hey, if you want more personal help breaking down songs like this, I offer a coaching program with direct access to me via Telegram. You can send me questions, videos, practice clips, whatever. Ask me anything and I'll give you direct feedback and help you move forward on your piano journey, step by step. All the info is down below. If this helped you, hit the subscribe button and I would say I'll see you in the next video.